For this scarf, I am using this absolutely luscious yarn by Malabrigo. This is a DK weight yarn. It is 80% fine merino wool and 20% cashmere. It's their Caprino wool. I'm using it in the color Diana. Any DK weight yarn will work. This one is just absolutely irresistibly soft. I am pairing it with a size 4 crochet hook. So let's get started. I'm going to do the first few rows with you. That includes the magic circle. And then this scarf just has a 2-row repeat. So you're going to have rows of double crochets matched with rows of these kind of these gaps, the chain rows, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You'll just repeat those rows until you have the size that you want it to be. It's a really beautiful scarf to just kind of do some mindless crocheting once you get it going. All right, so you're going to begin with a magic circle. You're going to be crocheting into that magic circle to start. All right, so go ahead and slip knot onto your 4mm hook there. You're going to begin by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to make 6 double crochet into that magic circle. I'll zoom in just a little bit here. All right, so 6 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, go ahead and close up that magic circle at this point. All right, so there you've got your double crochets, and now you are going to turn your work. Now for row 2, you're going to begin with a chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that counts as 1 double crochet and a chain 2. Now what you're going to do is you are going to place a double crochet into that same stitch, that very same stitch. Double crochet. Okay, so you've got a double crochet, a chain 2, a double crochet. Now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to skip 2. And because we're on just our very first little row there, that's going to bring us already to our very center of the scarf. And what you're going to do when you get to the center on these kind of gap rows is you're going to place a double crochet, and you're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and place a double crochet into that exact same stitch. And that's the center. Okay, now again we're going to chain 2. We're going to skip the next 2, and that's going to bring you that initial chain 3 that you made, which counts as a stitch. You're going to place a double crochet into that turning chain. Chain 2, and double crochet into that same stitch that you just did that double crochet into that turning chain. Okay, and there you have row 2. That is going to be your repeat row. It's going to build and build and build. I will do another one of those with you. This first one can feel a little confusing because you're also setting up your middle of your scarf here, which will end up being the point. All right, so that's your row 2. Okay, so we're going to turn. Now for row 3, we're going to begin with a chain 3. Again, this does count as a double crochet. And then we're going to place a double crochet into that same stitch. So we're building our number of stitches for every row. Always placing a double crochet into that same stitch. Okay, now we're going to skip into this chain 2 space, and we're going to place 2 double crochet into that chain 2 space. 1, 2. Okay, we're going to place a double crochet in the top of this double crochet from the previous row. We're here again to another chain 2 space, so we're going to place 2 double crochet into it. Okay, we're here to another double crochet. We're going to place 1 double crochet into it. And that brings us down to the center of our scarf. So into this center chain 4 space, we're going to do 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. And that's how it will work on a repeat row of double crochet rows every time we get to the center. Okay, so there was 2 double crochet, chain 2, and another 2 double crochet all into that same chain space. Okay, so that's the center. Now we're going to make our way up to this other side. All right, so into this next double crochet, we'll place a double crochet. And that brings us to another chain 2 space. So we're going to make 2 double crochet into that space. Here we are again to another double crochet from the row below. So we'll place a double crochet into the top of that one. Another chain 2 space. So we will place 2 double crochet in there. And that will bring us to the very end of this row. So into the top of this turning chain, which will be in the 3rd chain, you can kind of see the back bumps here, 1, 2, 3. And into the top of that turning chain, we're going to place 2 double crochet. And that is row 3. So that is your second repeat row. So as you move forward, you're going to repeat row 2 and repeat row 3. So let's do row 2 again together. So we're going to turn our work, and the row 2 repeat always starts with a chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which counts as our first double crochet and a chain 2 space. So then into that same stitch, we're going to do another double crochet. Okay, so we have our first 2 double crochets and then our chain 2 space in between. Okay, so we're going to chain 2. We're going to skip 2 and place a double crochet into this next stitch. All right, chain 2, skip 2, and place your double crochet into this next stitch. All right, all the way down to the center, so skip 2, and you're going to place a double crochet into this last double crochet right before the center of our scarf. All right, so here we are at the center of the scarf. So this is the chain space, the chain 2 space from the row below. Into that space, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2, and into that space we're going to do a double crochet, a chain 4, double crochet into that same chain 2 space, chain 2, and we're going to make our way up this other side, okay? So into that very first double crochet right here after the middle, you're going to place a double crochet there. Okay, and that's going to kind of keep forming that row 2 repeat every time. Okay, chain 2, skip 2, place a double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2, skip 2, and that's going to bring you to the turning chain. And into that turning chain, we're going to do a double crochet to the top of that turning chain, then a chain 2, and a double crochet into that same turning chain. And that completes that row. You can see the shape starting to come together. All right, so let's do this next row together again. This is going to just be our kind of our solid double crochet row. So that starts with a chain 3, right? And then we're going to do a double crochet into that same stitch. All right, now we're going to be placing 2 double crochets into each of the chain 2 spaces. And then we're going to place 1 double crochet on top of each of these double crochets from the row below. Okay, so we're going straight into this chain space with 2 double crochets. Okay, and then a chain or a double crochet into this next stitch. 2 double crochets in the next chain 2 space. Double crochet into this double crochet. Okay, we're going to do that all the way down to the middle. Okay, this is the last chain 2 space. It's going to bring us down to the middle again. Okay, so here's that chain 4 space, which is the center of your scarf going down. And into that we're going to place 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet, all into that space every time we're on our double crochet rows. Okay, making that center of the scarf. Right, so as we go our way back up the other side, placing this next double crochet into the top of the double crochet from the row below, 2 into each chain space and 1 into the top of the double crochet from the row below. Okay, here we are to our final chain 2 space and then our turning chain. So into that space we're going to do 2 double crochet. Right, and then into the top of that turning chain we're going to do 2 double crochet. So you can really see it coming together. Okay, so there you have your repeat rows. So we've done 2 of the gap rows together, this one, and 2 of our double crochet rows together. That is going to be your repeat for the entire scarf. So if you need help again, just go and rewind and watch that again. And then when you get to the very end of your scarf, however big you want it to be, you're simply going to do you're going to end on a double crochet row, and then for the border you're simply going to go do 2 more of the double crochet rows. So as you end, I will show you a finished scarf here. So at the end of the scarf, your border is going to have 3 rows of the double crochet. It just kind of gives it a nice thick ending to this otherwise really breathable scarf. All right, so if you need help with any of those repeat rows again, just rewind and watch it again. But I hope you enjoy this beautiful scarf, and I hope this tutorial was helpful for you.